Hey, Nick from Playbook and Harvest Profit here. Hope all is well. Just wanted to talk through some design work that we're currently in the process of working on. So, we are now on day 10 of this project. So, we're 10% done with building out an MVP software product combined with the supporting infrastructure of pricing, some initial marketing, and right now we're kind of on the downhill slope for the design of this project. And so going back to our base camp to-dos, we're about right here on the design. We still have a lot of stuff to do as far as building the web app, marketing, some business details. One thing I missed here is we've already set up GitHub, and we're working on that. So I'll just save that update. So we are moving some things over the hill chart. But what I wanted to talk about today was the design iterations that we're currently doing. If you remember in my prior videos, I mentioned that one of the mistakes I made was not doing more of the upfront wireframing myself, just the text-based spec. I left a few things out, and I think that's a little bit of the result of trying to move as quick as possible here. But regardless, as I started working on more of the iterative design and finalizing it, I realized that there's a number of tasks, a number of things we need to kind of close the loop on in this initial MVP version. So I wanted to share one of those with you today. And so if you don't know, Playbook is a tool for managing SOPs, standard operating procedures or processes, checklists, workflows, and one part of that is if you create a template, like here is my new customer follow-up process, and I want to reach out to all of our new customers once a month. And so you want to create that as recurring. So this is a design task that we worked on here the last couple days. And so if I look at this task, the designer moved this to done for me to review. So I place the to-dos up here. When they're done, they place them here. I check them off. Tasks to be assigned are tasks that I need to flush out and then place them as a design to do. And so I will look at the recurring CTA. So basically, I wanted to be able to set up, I wanted to design the modal, the widget for setting up a process as a recurring process. And so if you look here, this is our templates. You can click set up as recurring, and then it'll bring you to a modal that looks like this. And so this is the CTA, the call to action, the recurring call to action modal, and then the workflow. Another part of it is I wanted to have the ability to look at each template and go back and edit the recurring checklist. So somewhere, a little icon like this that would be placed, maybe in the upper right-hand corner of these templates. So then you could go back and you could click, all right, what is the recurring schedule? If I want to edit it, I can. And so if we go back, if we look at the work that has been done, so the designer said this is done. And so I go into Figma, which is the design tool we are using. Here it is. Here's the modal that they've designed that matches our styles and colors. That's great. Well, if I look at number 2 here, this is nowhere to be found. This tends to be what happens, in my opinion, in my experience, when we're looking at some iterative tasks with multiple steps. Oftentimes, some of these steps get missed, and so I said, I don't see part number 2 of this task. This not will is not the right word. This should be on a separate screen in Figma. So I will save that. I'm going to go back to this to do. I'm going to throw it back up into the design to-dos, and then we'll iterate on that again. And so nobody's perfect. There's going to be some things that need to be refined, approved, improved upon. We need to iterate on it. And so this is how we are handling this final stage of the design is in Basecamp and via this to-do list mechanism. So we can track what needs to be done. We can move things from different stages. And this is very similar to like a Kanban or a Kanban. I don't even know the proper pronunciation method of project management or development, just in a slightly different format. And so, here on day 10, I think we're going to be pretty darn close to taking the initial design, flipping it to the developer, and having them really start iterating on building out the actual UI in the real world MVP version. So I'm pretty excited that we've made it this far in 10 days. Tomorrow I'll share a little bit about how I selected the development firm and what I've learned in the past about that, and some simple questions you can ask. It's not a perfect process, but join me tomorrow and I'll discuss the process that we used to select a developer. And yeah, we're just going to continue moving forward here. It's a lot of work, but we're excited about continuing to make progress, and would love for you to subscribe or comment below with any questions. Be more than happy to answer them. And once again, thank you for joining us in this journey of building out Playbook. Thank you and have a wonderful day.